very unhinged moment took place on Fox and Friends with Dan Bongino. And I'm just going to show it to you without much introduction. The point being made here is liberals are what are you thinking? Anti-capitalist, anti-Republican, anti-MAGA. No. Anti-human. Anti-human.
Ourselves. So that's part of it, believing humanity in and of itself is a problem. Therefore, let's get them to lock themselves up in the ideological prison.
Yes, exactly. It's the idea. Listen, just listen to the liberals talk. If you're not convinced what Will said is true about liberalism in essence being anti-human, listen to the way they talk about people, deplorables, the big smellies, the rednecks, the hayseeds. They talk about you like you're idiots because they see you as a proliferating virus that's a danger to this Mother Nature, atheistic God they have, Mother Nature. And when you combine the fact that they are fundamentally anti-human, they see you as a virus, with this very dangerous component, because that one thing is not going to help without the next for them. The next part's critical. There's no emergency brake on their behavior, unlike there is for us on the couch and me here. We believe in big R, God-given rights for everyone. It stops us from doing bad things to you liberals. Thankfully, we can't do that. God-given rights prevent us from doing that to you. You have to understand, the essence of liberalism is the opposite. They see you as a virus, and they see nothing getting in the way from stopping them to doing bad things. Remember, we think liberals are people with bad ideas, right? They think we're bad people with ideas. That's a totally different thing. That's why they never argue on principle. Principle doesn't matter. The hypocrisy doesn't matter to them. Everything to them is about power and subjugating this human virus. And when
Oh my gosh. That is wild. We might even watch a little bit more of that in a second here. But what are you talking about? So many of the liberal views root from, sometimes to a fault, a care for human life. Sometimes people say you're getting too caught up in caring for the well-being of other people. That's a criticism I've heard a lot of times when I'm debating a conservative. They say, oh, you just have too much of an emotional attachment to helping people. And the argument I have to make is, no, if we set up systems in a way that will end up helping everyone a lot more and raising up those who have a lot more difficulty financially or whatever it might be, that's going to allow all of us to live better lives, to have better communities. I have to argue for why I'm not too emotionally attached to the idea that human lives matter so much, which I am, but also the facts support what I'm saying, the data supports what I'm saying. And holy smokes, okay. This is how you get someone to be so dangerous. You tell them, as someone that a lot of people watch, Dan Bongino, he has a huge show. He's on Fox and Friends here, but he has a huge show as well. That the other side thinks you're a virus, is anti-human, and your life is threatened because of that. That is so dangerous. This is the calling to violence that we talk so much about. And he's saying the only thing that's preventing us from not doing really bad things to you is our belief in God. Well, some of your audience may not believe in God, and then will go, oh, great. Hooray, it's my chance to be violent. That is so concerning. And then he's talking about the atheistic obsession with Mother Nature, I guess talking about our concern that our planet will be no longer livable if we don't act. That is out of a concern for human life. Human life is the thing that's in danger if climate change keeps going in the way that it's going. It is so backwards. And then he starts talking about individuals who are liberal not having principles, not being consistent, and being hypocritical. I've met people all over the ideological spectrum who are illogical, who don't have principles, who are inconsistent. Yes. But in covering politics, one of the things you realize is, and I'll use as an example the Biden document situation. In the modern political environment we're in, it is much more common for the whole of a side or the majority of a side to flip-flop when it comes to the right than the left, to be inconsistent in principle on the right. And what I mean by that with the Biden document situation versus Trump document situation, when the Trump document story broke, instantly most of the right, or very prominent voices on the right, jumped into defending him. They didn't care about the facts. It was just, this is a witch hunt. This is terrible. They did not want Trump to be held accountable. When the Biden document story broke, which is less severe, still, most of the prominent voices on the left go, hold him accountable, investigate it. That's because if our principle is, and again, I can't speak for all the left, and there are tons of illogical people on the left, holy smokes, for sure. But as a general pattern, or which one is more common, the reason that that would be the response to the Biden document story, even though he's more on the side of liberals, is because I'll just speak for myself. I have a principle that I don't think classified documents should be handled incorrectly. So if Trump did it, hold him accountable. If Biden did it, hold him accountable. That's just an example. But that was one of the most wild rants. And let's just watch till the end.
You listen to them talk, it is evident. And my chaos theory about it explains everything. That's why they love forcing chaos and fear on you, for you to walk into their ideological prison and leave your civil liberties at the door.
Wait, it's the left who's forcing fear onto people? Coming from the side that has been telling us the horrible grooming LGBTQ plot is coming for your children. One of the most heightened levels of fear-mongering you can possibly do, telling people their children are being targeted by the left. That is really, really dangerous. The word that keeps coming to mind. Holy smokes. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.